Welcome back to the most professional digital marketing channel. Today, we're going to go over the 7 mistakes that everybody makes who starts a business. I'm going to take you through and show you how to overcome them, what to do, and not only how each one that you overcome is going to help you to scale to the next level. Let's dive into it. Here's the 7 things we're going to cover. Number 1, build an avatar. Number 2, build a specific target audience. Number 3, how much to charge and why. Number 4, get marketing and build a network. Number 5, build processes and documentation. Number 6, don't stay in the experience, build in the records. And number 7, have a CRM. I want to give you a story. So I was in a meeting before, and during the meeting, the whole time I knew as this person was talking to me, not only were they reminding me of past situations with clients who just weren't good fits for me, because the reality is not every client is a good fit for you and your business. But as they were talking more and more, they just started to show the red flags that come up with those clients that I know in the past seem to be up front, like we could work together. But as we started to work together, I knew there was nothing there to work with, and that there's other aspects of my business that if that client doesn't meet me halfway, we're just not going to be a great fit. All right, so this moves me into point number 1, your avatar. Why is your avatar so important? And not only is it important to the full scale of your business, but to the pre-qualification process and to actually scaling your business. Your avatar essentially is how you look in the business world. Who are you? Who do you serve? How do you want to serve them? This is all a part of your avatar. If you think of a game that you've ever played that has an avatar, for instance, on Facebook or on the Apple iPhone where you can build a little avatar emoji, you change the hair color, you change the clothes, all these different aspects of that avatar to match what resembled you. When it comes to your services, when it comes to the people you want to serve, you have to make sure how you're communicating that is in line with your potential avatar. Because if your communication is not in line with the person you want to serve, well, guess what? You're not going to be attracting new customers and landing new clients. It's so important in the beginning. Get down specifically who you want to serve and how you want to serve them. Start there and build your avatar around that. So for me, for instance, I consider myself to be a digital lead generation expert. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is I can help businesses to grow online. What are the specific types of businesses? Primarily, I help service-based businesses and entrepreneurs. A lot of entrepreneurs own these businesses, vice versa. So I make sure in my communications to be very specific to the pain points and the needs of those certain clientele. Very important. And as you build out your avatar, the more specific you can be, the more you will attract those potential customers that you desire. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Now back to the video. Number 1, you have your avatar. Okay, we've developed our avatar. So in having our avatar, what that is going to enable us to do is we're going to now be able to focus more in on a target audience. So once you've developed your avatar, now you can focus in on your target audience. And why is that so important to develop a avatar to reach your target audience? Well, let's understand what it means to reach a target audience. You reach a target audience by solving a very specific problem for that target audience. So you need to display yourself as, communicate, represent, image-wise too, how you dress. It comes down to this. Remove all of the banter of the world and anything that might get in your way of living in your mind and thinking, oh, I'm this color or I'm this or that. No. Put that all aside. In this, become the problem solver. Offer to your target audience the specific product or service that's going to help to solve that problem for them. See, this is why the avatar is so important. It's like you're in a game and you have that wizard. The wizard casts the spells. He sets up the ability for the knight to attack. In the same way, you need to offer a product and a service that is going to solve the problem of your target audience. Now, once you can fix the problem of the target audience, from there, you've developed your avatar, you've developed developed a target audience that you want to focus on, we're going to move into how do you price and charge your services. Once you've figured out your avatar, you've settled on a very specific target audience, then from there, how do I know how much to charge? There's a very high probability you're not going to charge enough, but I'm going to show you what I believe is a very conservative and reliable way to charge for your services and actually make a profit. So you have a service now. That service solves the problems of your target audience. This is how you price services. So no, I believe Alex Hormozy has a great rule. Do the 80-20. You need to always be making at least 80% of the service that you charge. And if not, more than that, meaning whatever you spend as far as time, energy, supplies, it needs to be at a maximum of 20% of the total made. So very easy. If you charge $1,000 for a service, you need to be bringing home $800 of that, because as an entrepreneur, you're going to pay taxes on that more than likely. So you have to think this coming back is probably going to be down into the 670, so on and so forth. Then you have your time that you've spent. You need to at least make 80%. So here is another way I go about this as far as a methodology. That's just a good rule of thumb, but here's a good methodology. What problem are you solving? So with that problem too, how much value is it giving to the potential customer? So if it is not a value driven in this form of assets, meaning for instance, if somebody's buying a home and the reason they're buying the home is they want to live in it, they're not really concerned, how much money am I making off of it? But in this instance here, I'm going to use my own situation, such as being a digital marketer and selling SEO services and things like that. How much value can I bring to the client? So for instance, if this client with one customer, right? They have one customer, and off of that one customer, they can make, let's just say they can make $1,000. Okay. So that one customer, they make $1,000, and I can guarantee them every single month, I can give them 10 new customers. So I can bring them in, based on this math, I can bring them in $10,000 every single month from our SEO services. Okay. I find it reasonable to charge for an item like this, just for the service alone, a minimum of a 15 to 25% charge. Meaning if they make $10,000 profit, then the service would be priced as 15 to 25% of that, which in this case would be around $1,500 or all the way up to $2,500. So I give a range for this reason. You really need this range, and you need to understand your client as you're going in and making the deal. Every client is different, and as you discern your client and their needs and essentially where they're at on the spectrum of what they're willing to spend, my motto is I'm not going to lose a client for a few $100, and that if I could charge $2,500 for that service and then I charge $2,200, is it really worth losing the client? I already have the time invested in the meeting. I already have the time invested in the marketing, more than likely. No, it's definitely not worth it. So keep a range and make sure you're always above the 80% and charge a 15 to 25% of the profit you're going to make them. Now, as far as other types of products that you sell, I'm not going to go into that. I'm talking about more of sales products where you're giving somebody something that is going to help them to increase their sales, going to help them to grow and scale their business. This is the methodology that I follow. All right, number 4 is the most important, I believe, to scaling and prevailing. You need to get marketing and build a network. Now, when I use the word marketing, a lot of people think about online, so on and so forth. Marketing is just showing up and advertising your services wherever, whomever, however. That is marketing at its most basic. Now, you need to do that. If you're not in front of people and you're not with people, you cannot build your business, because your business is dependent upon knowing people and building a network. People who know you, they trust you, they'll refer you. This is huge. So let's jump into this. All right. So if we examine here, you've built your avatar. Your avatar now has connected you into your target audience and communicating to them. You've got them buzzing. You've got them thinking of you, so on and so forth. And then from there, you have constructed some services. You know what to charge, so on and so forth. And those services are serving your target audience. Now you're really to plug and play with having marketing and building a network. Why is this so important? Because you need people to build your business. You cannot build your business without people, and people build your business. Ingrain that in your head as much as you can and repeat it as many times, because especially millennials and people think they can just build this image of who they are and what they do and that people should love them. But the marketplace isn't here to serve you. You are here to serve the marketplace. Don't forget that. All right. So building a network, what you need to do is find a group of people, and I have other videos about this, where you can connect with that are going to connect you with other people who might like your services, or those people might use your services. The easiest way to do this right away, I believe, and it's the largest networking group in the world, is BNI. Get connected into a BNI and start building relationships. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through BNI alone, just connecting with people, them becoming my clients, them referring me, so on and so forth. So get into BNI. That's the real easy one. Second thing is build a email list. Okay. An email list is so important because it allows you to consistently stay in front of your potential prospects and or your clients and remind them that you're there. Share information with them that's valuable. One of the things I do personally is I talk to my clients like I actually know them through an email list, meaning I share with them information that we've talked about. I summarize every quarter what I call a quarterly digital marketing report, and it tells people what to expect in the market to come. I'm not talking about finances, but the thing is, with the services that we offer and the clients we serve, based on how people spend their money is based on how at times they're going to react with Google ads, with these other marketing mediums that we're using to scale their business. Talk to them personally, build that email list, ask people, hey, can I put you on here? Continue to build it, because the more you're in front of people, the more touch points you have, the more they're going to be reminded of you, the more they're going to think of you. And not only, it's going to set you up for this next one. Right now, the next point on our list is so important to you scaling because it's going to free your time. If you cannot free your time as an entrepreneur to focus on the higher levels of income generation, which is communication, management, and creation or creativity, and you stay in the implementation, that means you're constantly using your time for making money, you're not going to be able to scale because you need to free your time as much as you can from the money-making process. Now, what you need to do is build processes and documentation. Why is this important? Let's jump into it. All right, you need to build process and documentation. Why? Because there's one thing you can never create more of. You can make as much money as you want. You can do anything you want, essentially, when you get that money to expand your business, and you can keep collecting and building and building and building money. But what you cannot do is you cannot ultimately create more time. Your time is so valuable. Your time is incredibly valuable. And coming back to our little value model here, you cannot create more time, but you can use money to buy back your time. And building processes and documentation is going to allow you to step back from the things that you've built that you know that work, such as, let's say you have an outreach process. That outreach process, you have a methodology for it. You know, from point 1, point 2 to point 3, you've documented this out as a process. You know now how to reach a potential customer, and then from there, how to follow them up and get them in the room. And all you're doing is you're showing up to the room. All of this time that was spent here, you're not spending that time now in your own life, meaning you're not spending your lifetime to try to get people in the room. You've taken that, you've built processes and documentation. So then you can hand that off to somebody else. That's the biggest thing. You need to be able to hand these things off to people, because the more you can, the more you can grow. Number 6 is don't stay in the experience, build records. What that means is don't just live out of here. Document what's working, and if it's not working, throw it away or put it away for another time. Maybe it's a seasonal thing, but do not just stay in the experience, meaning you're just trying something, and it's not working. No, if it's not working, adjust, adapt. Take that thing, especially millennials, who we have grown up in such a digital age that, to be honest, has very little repercussions. We can play games and we can just keep trying again. We just have all these environments where we can go on Facebook, leave comments, and say whatever we want, ultimately without any real repercussions most of the time. And that creates a very bad business reality, because in business, what you do, just know this principle: you will reap what you sow. And if what you're doing is not working, it's not bringing in business, and you're just, you're trying, I'm going to work harder, that's not going to help you to scale. That's not going to help you to get to the next level. You need to look back, evaluate, and plan. If you don't look back, evaluate, and plan, and optimize what what you're doing, you're not going to be able to scale. The next is point 7. So you need a CRM. Why do you need a CRM? As you talk to people, as you build relationships, and as you scale, you need a CRM in that you can use that CRM to track, to record. Maybe you have 10 different sales that are in the pipeline. So many people just work from a list in their mind, and that number one, they forget a lot about that prospect. They forget about that prospect, and ultimately they're not scaling, they're not prevailing, they're not moving that client or potential client through their funnel because they have no CRM. They have no way of tracking them. You can start off with a basic Excel sheet and put in one of the Excel sheet a button that has different labels on it for contacted, started negotiating, and then finished. You can do that if you want to. We offer internally a CRM that's built into the WordPress website. I'll put a link down below if you want to learn more about it. It's cheaper than Go High Level, any of those other CRMs out there. It also is a WordPress integration with a CMS builder. So you're welcome to learn more about it if you want to. The link will be down below where you can contact my team. But using a CRM is going to help you to get to the level that you need to get to. And you're only going to get to that level, and this is a part of the build processes and documentation, by really having a CRM. You need to be able to track the people that you're reaching out to. And if you're not, they're going to get lost. They're going to get forgotten. All right. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope these 7 points help you to break away, to gain more freedom in your business and entrepreneur journey. This is Caleb Nation from Nation Media Design, and you have a great week ahead of you. See ya.